I cannot stress this highly enough. If you are in the projected path of this hurricane, you have to take precautions now.
Our concern is saving lives. Now, we've been saying this all day. The time is running out.
If you are in an area that is a mandatory evacuation zone, you must evacuate.
Politicians not taking any chances this time. The past 24 hours have brought stern warnings, gruff admonitions, and confident assurances from city, state, and national leaders, haunting them all the ghost of Hurricane Katrina, the hurricane that exposed mismanagement and weakness at the highest levels. Joining me now to discuss the lessons learned, George Will, Cokie Roberts, National Journal's Ron Brownstein, and Democratic strategist Donna Brazile. George, you think we're making too big a deal of all this?
I have a home on South Carolina's Atlantic coast. I know that the Atlantic Ocean generates hurricanes, and they can be dangerous and unpredictable. That said, this too must be said. Florence Nightingale said, whatever else you can say about hospitals, they shouldn't make their patients sicker. And whatever else you want to say about journalism, it shouldn't subtract from the nation's understanding, and it certainly shouldn't contribute to the manufacture of synthetic hysteria that is so much a part of modern life. And I think we may have done so with regard to this tropical storm, as it now seems to be. Well, this president is captive of a superstition he didn't invent, but he has made perhaps even worse, and that is the cult of the modern presidency, the belief that the president is central, that it is all-powerful. This is, after all, the man who, on June 2008, the night he clinched the Democratic primary, said people will note this as the moment when the rise of the oceans begin to slow. Well, goodness gracious, if the man can control the oceans, this should be a piece of cake.
Do we want to get into a global warming and hurricanes discussion?
But what's going on here? Is it this phenomenon you described, George?
I think so, and it's also the fact that it's hard to look like a leader when you look like Alibi Ike, the character from a Ring Lardner short story. He wasn't a very good baseball player, but it was never his fault. This president has blamed George W. Bush, the Japanese tsunami, the Euro, Greece, the Arab Spring, Republicans, the Tea Party, and ultimately James Madison for giving us the separation of powers for all his problems. And that does not project leadership.
Donna?
Well, George is in rare form today. I thought you were going to mention the media, George. You forgot that one. The truth is that the president